guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you all how to do a dip manicure from home. Yes, and remember, if you like this video, to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and below leave me any comments of future videos you'd like to see. So let's get right to it. The dip system that I'm using is the DND DC. It usually comes in 4 steps, so it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. But instead I'm going to use the top gel coat because the finish is a lot more shinier. I filed my nails just to save time in the video, so we're gonna get right into it. The first one is Bonder, which is number 1. That one, you just cover the entire nail bed. I mean, all this does is dehydrate the nail to prep them for the rest of the product to adhere properly. So you see I'm just gonna being a little sloppy with it, but as long as I'm covering the whole nail, that's what counts. The second one is the base gel coat. This one is really important. You don't want to skip this step. So you just cover your nail without touching the cuticle. You want to be careful to not do that. I kind of clean off the edges with my other nail. I am using the super clear powder as my base. So with the gel, you want to do 1 finger at a time because this base gel does dry fairly quickly. So you want to do 1 finger at a time. You can't just go on and do every single finger and then dip them in the powder. It's just not going to work. So you want to put a thin layer of the base gel, nothing too clumpy, nothing too thick. A thin coat, not too many strokes, dip in the powder, tap, 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 move on to the next. And you dip into the powder, tap, tap, tap. Voila. I use a fluffy brush just to take off any of the excess powder from around my fingers, and then I'll continue with the next step. The second step is actually applying the color. You are using the same base gel, which is number 2. You're applying a thin layer once again right over the base that you just covered, and you're going to do 1 finger at a time now into the color. The color I used is number 141. I have no clue what the name of this color is, but the number is 141 and it's the one that I'm choosing today to go ahead and use. You do this one at a time. Base gel coat, dip it into the product, tap your finger to take off any excess and save that, and move on to the next. When I'm done with the last one, I'll dip it, tap the excess product, and look at that. It's looking great already. I use my fluffy brush to take off the excess product again that's around my nails, and you're gonna repeat this same exact step all over again. Usually with the dip powder, you can put 2 layers, 3 layers of the color, but more than 3 is not recommended because it starts getting a little clumpy, a little wild, too thick, and then it's hard to file down and fix. So you want to just stick to either 2 or 3 layers. Today, I'm just doing 2 layers because I think that's enough coverage that I need for this specific color. So I'm just going to do 2 for today. Again, you know, we're doing 1 finger at a time. It does take some patience, but I've really grown to love the dip manicure as it's a little bit more sturdier than the regular gel polish, even though I still do and love my gel polish, but the dip powder has become something that I've really grown to love. So once they're done, as you can see, the color is looking fabulous. I will use my fluffy brush again to go ahead and take off any of the excess powder, so we can move on to the next step, which is dipping into the super clear base, which I used in the very beginning. And it will be like the last sealant or the last coat for the nails without using the base gel. You just dip every single finger in, brush off the excess powder, and voila. The activator, which is step 3, you place on every single nail. This does not have to be perfect. As you can see, I'm just going over the entire nail liberally, doesn't matter how it goes, but this will harden the product now, and you'll wait about 2-3 minutes more or less for it all to be ready and almost done. I use a nail drill and a file to go ahead and reshape my nails if I see any type of imperfections while I place the dip powder. Sometimes that does happen, so you just want to go over it and make sure your nail is shaped exactly how you like it. The nail drill for me is a little easier, but if you don't have one, it's not necessary. I mean, you can use a nail file to go ahead and shape your nails and then rough them up, as you're going to see me do now with the nail drill. You don't want to use a buffer because the buffer will smooth out the nail, and then once you put the gel top coat, it kind of just peels off and doesn't last. So roughing up the nails rather than buffing them is a little secret that I've learned. Really getting close to the end now. As you see, they're all filed, and I will use my top gel coat now to be the finishing touch. Now here I'm taking my time because I want to make sure I cover the entire nail, the very tip of it, the very top, entire nail, and move on to the next. As you can see, it already looks a lot shinier than the regular dip gel coat, so this is why I prefer the top gel polish for the dip system. There we go, last nail. Put in my lead light, let it dry. And then I use a napkin with some alcohol. I don't use a cotton ball because usually you get those little flyaway hairs that get stuck, and this kind of just takes off the tackiness from the gel polish. And there you have it. I am completely done. I will put cuticle oil because when I use the bonder, it does dehydrate your fingers a little bit. So just to add some moisture back into my hands, put some cuticle oil and just rub that in. I think I might have put a little bit too much, kind of looks greasy, but that's okay. You guys get the point, right? And there you have it, guys. Do-it-yourself dip manicure at home. Pretty simple if you follow all the steps, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching.